Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 Under Par podcast. This is a golf podcast where
Little White Ball is life.
I'm your host, ScottyTee, and I'm joined by my co-host, T-Bone. What's a good, my man?
Chilling.
We're missing KJ.
So, yeah, I mean, that's...
The show goes on.
Must go on, yep.
Probably better?
I don't know. He needs to rest from yesterday.
Yes, he does. So if you follow us on social media at 3 Under Par Pod, that's the number 3 Under Par Pod on Twitter and Instagram. To give it a little bit of backstory, KJ was in New Zealand, and he's not the best with technology to begin with, and he got logged out of our Instagram account. And I got him logged back in, and as you texted me last night, based off his experience at the Renegades game last night. Roughnecks. Houston Roughnecks. Sorry, we're 2-0, baby. Huge fan.
That's a golf podcast.
It's a golf
podcast,
right. Exactly. We're not talking about the XFL here, but T-Bone, what'd you text me last night? That was, wow.
I think I said something along the lines of, has KJ lost his Instagram privileges? And I think it's a very valid question because
Yep.
He was getting after it.
You had a good time out there.
Is that the face of 3 Under Par Pod? Is that the image we're going for?
I don't know.
Not quite.
I think the HOU on the hat might be the image because we are based in Houston, Texas, and I love that hat. That's a good-looking hat, man.
Yeah, white elephant gift. That was a good gift.
That's a good one. Really good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, he was just drunken, idiot, stupid. It was... I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting. So KJ's gone, but he'll be back this weekend. He's out doing some training with his new job, and he'll be gone this week, and he's gone next week too. So it's just
really?
me and you. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're gonna talk some Genesis Invitational. I keep wanting to call it the Northern Trust. It's not. The Northern Trust Open, NTO is what it was. Northern Trust is now in New York, first leg of the PGA Tour playoff. Tiger is taking that tournament over. Genesis Invitational at Riviera. Adam Scott comes away victorious, which is awesome. We're going to talk a little bit about that. The coverage, which was terrible. And that's the Cliff Notes version. It was pretty terrible. And then we're going to talk some personal golf at the end.
Overall, not a whole lot this week.
Kind of a slow week. So before you do, click that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. We're glad you're here. Scott, T-Bone. We'll probably be doing some golf course reviews coming up soon. KJ and I are actually playing in a tournament, 4-ball event next weekend. So video hopefully to come on our experiences playing competitive golf at the amateur level. And then, so click that subscribe button, like this video if you like it, of course, and then comment below on what your thoughts were on the Genesis Invitational this weekend at Riviera. What did you like? What didn't you like? Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review as well. 5 stars, write us a review, Apple Podcasts. That way we know we will see it, and we appreciate you. We'll give you a shout-out on the gram next time, too.
And as we were kind of talking about earlier, I think KJ is going to be on Instagram timeout for the time being. I think there might be a password change coming up. Because I kind of run the Instagram, and... that's on my hands now.
T-Bone, you're the social media manager of 3 Under Par.
Yeah, and that's not our best look.
You did have an awesome video.
Yeah,
when you posted of the kid running up the
bringing
beer.
a Miller Lite out to the tee box. Yeah,
best caddy.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid video. I saw that on Instagram and I said, I'm gonna need that video.
Yep.
And it was pretty good. I need a caddy like that.
Don't we all?
Oh, yeah.
Either that or like a good boy, like a nice
K9.
Dog.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What are your thoughts on dogs on the golf course?
You ever seen those? Yep. I've played a round of golf with a dog before.
I was not expecting to talk about this, but what'd you think?
I played in Lions Municipal in Austin.
Oh, Save Muni.
And they love Save Muni. In Austin, everywhere, they freaking love dogs. And they allowed dogs on the course, and it was this huge Irish setter that was riding my buddy's golf cart with him. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't really wanting to stay in the golf cart, but he had its, collar tied to the to the pole on the cart. And
Was the dog running along side of the
no,
golf
he
cart?
was just chilling
Sitting
in
there?
the cart. So I think we were playing a foursome, but we needed 3 carts.
Interesting. Makes
Yeah.
sense. See, that just proves Austin's a weird place, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll be there for the match play, though.
Oh yeah,
Holla.
big weekend coming up.
I hope we make it out alive that weekend.
Yeah.
Should be a good time. So, Genesis Invitational, Adam Scott comes away victorious. T-Bone, you have much time to watch the tournament? I didn't really get around to it until Sunday afternoon.
Same. I started watching pretty much on the back nine. And as me and Scott were talking about, when I turned it on, Harold Varner III was in the lead, and you would have no way of knowing unless just looking at the scoreboard.
Gosh.
But
We're going to talk a little bit about CBS and their debacle of golf coverage.
yeah, but I started watching as Harold Varner III was, it looked like Adam Scott made a double early on, Rory made a triple, and you kind of thought they were out of it. And HV3, as they call him,
Yep.
took the lead. And then I see all over social media that he hit a 129-yard 3-wood that he cold topped,
Ooh.
which you love to see as a fan.
Man, is there nothing
And-
more relatable than a pro topping a
It's
shot?
pretty. I wish I could have seen it, but I never saw it. I think when they did finally show it, I went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
But
They didn't show it till an hour and a half later. Look, we'll get there. But yes, the HV3, he's an interesting guy on the PGA Tour. Just kind of seems like a very relatable, go-lucky guy. Sponsored by Jordan, which is pretty neat. One of the few golfers sponsored by Jordan, which is interesting, though, because he doesn't have a win yet on the PGA Tour. But young, everybody seems to like him. He's got that interesting follow-through, where his body is completely so far left, and he has that weird action. But, I mean, I'm a fan of his. I don't really know too much about him, but, again,
he's kind of country.
Is he?
I know there was something where he finished top 10 in a tournament
Yeah.
and mowed his family's farm the
Really?
next day. Yeah,
That's
he's
like
like
when-
a country boy.
It's like when Adam Scott or when Roy Oswalt made it to the World Series and he got a tractor from Drake McClain.
Yeah. Very similar.
Yes. So Adam Scott comes away victorious. Riviera, people talk about it all the time. Riviera is one of those courses that delivers. It's constantly rated as one of the best courses on the PGA Tour. And, it's kind of hard to see it sometimes with, frankly, how bad the coverage is. And I know we keep saying we'll get to it, and I promise we will. But what won? 9 under? Or 11 under won this week. Look, for a PGA Tour tournament, we always talk about how it seems like minus 20 is winning every single week. I personally like seeing those lower scores. They got some funky holes out there, like number 10, really short par 4. Crazy town, but you got people that can make eagles out there to get back in the mix. But then, if you're not careful, the golf course can take some shots away from you. I'm looking at the score at the leaderboard right now. Matt Kuchar was 1 over par. Rory McIlroy also in the mix. He was my pick to win. He was over par coming down the stretch as well. Same with Dustin Johnson. I thought Dustin Johnson was sitting there prime, had a really good chance to win. Point is that this is consistently one of the best golf courses, and sometimes it can be, is it overrated? We don't know. But look, it's one of those tournaments where the best of the 9 out of the top 10 players in the world were there. I think because it got to that invitational status, that elevated status definitely helped. And it was a good time. Great tournament. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it.
One thing that I think is so cool about Riviera is the trees. They're like these dead
Okay.
looking white, pale trees with no leaves on them. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, they look really cool. You know what I'm talking about? They're just kind of like branches.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe not. Was I seeing something?
I don't know.
Go look at the trees at Riviera. They're cool. That's what I got out of this week. The trees.
Right. So,
Right.
that's some great insight from T-Bone here. Oh, man. Will you hand me my phone real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to look up something. I've been looking over there. If you've been wondering what I've been doing, that's what I've been looking for is How many PGA Tour wins is that now for Adam Scott? 13 or 14?
I do know I think that put him to 7th in all-time earnings.
Yes. That is correct. I'm going through some pictures. Somebody texted it to me. I don't know where it is.
On top of that, I looked at I saw a list after that because I think he had jumped a spot for all-time earnings. I think he's 7th with around maybe 60 or 70 million, and Tiger's leading that list with 120 million in career earnings. Just a quick side note.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Hard flex. Tiger flexing all over these young guns. Adam Scott isn't even really a young gun anymore, though. Let's see. According to this, he has won 31 professional tournaments. The biggest win was the 2013 Masters. Also, a Players' Championship 2004. That's kind of a long stretch in between.
Do you know what's the weirdest thing about Adam Scott?
14 PGA Tour wins. Holla.
I was going to say 31 seemed like a lot.
Yeah, it's 31 like worldwide.
Okay.
14 PGA Tour wins.
But Adam Scott, I think a lot of people forget that he disappeared for several years.
Yes.
And really what resurrected his career was the belly sternum putter.
Yes. So
it literally, that changed everything for Adam Scott.
I could not agree more. I really could not agree more. He was ranked number 1 in the world at one point in May 2014 through August 2014. So one of my questions to you, because people forget that he disappeared, I would say him and Webb Simpson were the two people, were the anchoring band.
Keegan Bradley.
And Keegan Bradley. Those are the three guys. Throwing Bernhard Langer too, because he can't putt either. Those are the ones who it affected the most of the anchoring band. And it's really taken Webb Simpson a long time to get that worked out. Keegan, I think, is just now coming back when he won the BMW in 2018. So, he's recovered a little bit. But, when those guys could anchor, they were winning major championships. And, Adam Scott hasn't won in a couple of years on the PGA Tour now. But he comes back victorious. I think putting with the pin in has helped him too.
Yeah.
One of my questions to you, though, T-Bone, is Adam Scott one of the most underrated players of the last, let's call it 15 years? No, it's kind of a broad range, but...
So, one major is, I would say, maybe a little underachieving for him.
2 majors. He won a Players.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
2 majors.
There you go.
I know he pissed away a British Open that was his.
Yes.
I think he doubled 18, and Ernie stole it from him.
Yep.
Which was tough. But I will say, when one of your 2 majors is the Masters, that helps a little bit.
It definitely puts you in a different category.
Yeah. If you win the Masters, it's like, okay, well, shit, I say that. I was going to say, if you win the Masters, you can win any major. But Danny Willett won the Masters. So that's just the worst.
And Sergio.
I'm never going to forget. I like Sergio. Danny Willett.
How many collapses has Sergio had at majors? Remember at the Open Championship when he's sitting there on 18, has the lead? I think that's right. Then he blew it. He's been right there at the PGA multiple times. So, yeah. Man. Which major is the hardest to win, you think? Is it the Masters? I would personally say probably the U.S. Open.
Think
would
so.
be the hardest to win. Dude, but when the British Open, when it gets in a true link style with that weather, that could be some nasty stuff out there. But anyway, I digress. So Adam Scott, you're saying, is he an underrated player?
I think overall he's a little underrated. I think people kind of forget about him. And
like you said, 7th in all-time earnings.
Yeah.
It's 14 PGA Tour wins.
Yeah.
With a major, 2 majors. That's a Hall of Fame career, man.
Not bad. Yeah, I would say a little underrated because I don't think of him ever to really be a contender, and even to this day he's still contending pretty consistently in majors.
Definitely. Yeah, he's been up there a few times, been able to make some noise whenever for him it's all about putting. He has the silkiest smooth swing on the PGA Tour. He's a good-looking guy. Even probably better-looking golf swing, I would say. That golf swing is just perfect. It's amazing. That's why, it's weird to call him an underrated player, but in my mind, I kind of view him as that. He's And he's been around for such a long time at this point that, you know, he's not the first person that comes to mind. Like, I wasn't picking him to win this week. I was picking Rory McIlroy, which we can transition to Rory a little bit. There were a few guys who had a really good chance to win and just frankly didn't. They were right there for the taking. Matt Kuchar finishes with a 1-over round. The finish tied for second. Let's see. Dustin Johnson was right there for the taking. And then, of course, Rory McIlroy. Now, this is one of those. Rory, I feel like, is getting known for those backdoor top 10s where he just shoots up the leaderboard on Sunday. And he wasn't there, though. Or that wasn't the case this time. He was right there and just couldn't get it done. I don't know who misses more putts, Hideki Matsuyama or Rory McIlroy.
I don't know. They're
They
up
both
there.
do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's more Rory or if that's more Riviera just dominating people. As Dottie Pepper said, the course is on the edge. Looking at you, Zach Johnson. And on that, they've lost the golf course. Riviera, though, it was a good time, good tournament.
The trees were great.
The aesthetics were phenomenal out there. It really is a good-looking golf course, though. Tiger Woods finishes DFL. Made the cut, but still DFL.
11 over par.
Man, that's like us. 11 over par. Yikes. This is the one tournament I think if Tiger wants to win, that has, if there's any tournament that's escaped him in his entire career, Riviera. This tournament.
Never won.
I love it, though. Come this week, you see all the videos going around of him at 16 years old, making his PGA Tour debut as an amateur, just striping it on the range. It is just a stripe show. Swing pretty much looks the exact same. He looks pretty much the exact same from 16 to 44 now. Is he 44 or 43?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But point is, not much has changed in Tiger Woods' golf career, at least. Well, I say that, barring all the injuries and marriage infidelity.
All that, yeah,
Whatever you
just
wanna-
that small stuff.
Yeah, DUIs. We don't want to drug up Tiger Woods' career here or history. But DFL, not a good look. But look, when it comes to Tiger, it's all about the Masters.
He won it.
That's it. He won the Masters. Go win the Masters. Go get Jack Nicklaus's record at 18. I don't care about the Genesis Invitational.
Don't waste energy if you don't need to. You're talking about that earlier. I mean, he's an old guy. He's made of metal, and just conserve your energy at this point.
Man, I still believe when he is on, he's the best player in the game. Still.
Think so?
He didn't have it this week. But what's interesting is that, and I don't think a lot of people realize, so we actually recorded right before this. We lost the audio, so we had to start again. Hello. But I think I was saying that Tiger doesn't really want to grind it out anymore. He doesn't, because you can not be hitting the ball well, but still scrap together a pretty good round, maybe get a few up and downs. You're grinding out there. Look, Tiger didn't need to grind on this tournament. He's the tournament host. He probably has a lot of other responsibilities that he's got to do, but that's okay. Sometimes PGA Tour guys, when they know that they're out of the tournament, they will use it as a practice round, essentially. What do I need to work on? That's when, maybe he needs to feel like he's dropping the club a little bit more inside. So then he'll start working on that and using that round as, hey, if I'm in certain situations, I need to start feeling this or whatnot. People will view it as a practice round, and maybe that's what Tiger was doing. What do you think? I just kind of went on a little ramble there, but...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he played pretty well on Thursday, and I think there's something there, and I don't really know. I wasn't watching him. I don't know what really happened, but he fell hard. Yeah. And let's just say he was practicing.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Max Homa. Max Homa had a really good showing. T5 had a chance to win for that pin on 18. Didn't do so hot. Who else finished second? Scott Brown finished his second. I don't know much about this guy. Sung Kang also finished second, coming off a really good performance at the President's Cup. Was he 21 years old?
I think you have that.
Nope, 32.
Mistaken.
Yep, my bad. Did he even play in the President's Cup?
No.
My apologies. Who's
Sung
that
King
thinking?
almost won the U.S. Open.
Oh, that's right.
He won the Byron
Yes.
the week before.
So, I mean, good
Or a
showing.
couple weeks before.
T2. Hideki Matsuyama. Haven't really seen much of him as of late. T5 coming in. So, good tournament overall. I don't want to be too much caught in the moment of, and it's really easy to do on a week in and week out basis, but next week is the WGC in Mexico. So that's why when it comes to Rory McIlroy, I don't want to put too much stock in it. He had a triple pretty early on hole, I think either 5 or 6, and just wasn't able to recover. And especially if you're not getting those eagles and birdies out there on the come back 9, especially 10 and 11, if you're not making birdie there, a lot of guys are. He can put you back out of the tournament, especially if you're trying to come from behind. So, Rory, I think, will be fine.
I will give a shout out to Rory for almost making one of the best putts I've ever seen.
Which one was that?
Whichever hole has the bunker in the middle of the green, and he had to pretty much go up and around, and he hit it to about 6 inches.
Nice.
It was about, I guess you can call it bird's eye. Does that sound right? Bird's eye, where it's just the actual distance from you to the pin, but he had to go all the way around this bunker.
Oh, okay.
So the bird's eye, we'll go with that.
Sure.
Pretend like that works. Was probably,
sounds great.
I don't know. The actual distance the ball traveled was about 3 times the distance it actually took to go straight towards the hole. But there's a bunker in the middle of the green. So he goes up and around. People are deciding whether or not he's going to have to chip it over the bunker on the green. And he almost makes it. Did you not see this?
I did not see this.
Okay. It was
Man.
pretty damn good. One of the best putts I would have, if it went in, it would have been one of the best putts I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Go check it out if you haven't.
Look,
This guy.
And he's a good putter. He really is. He just doesn't seem to make all the birdie putts because considering how close he hits it to the hole, because he's one of the best ball strikers maybe ever. Dustin Johnson, too. Where the heck has he been? I don't know what's going on with Dustin Johnson, but that tournament was right there for the taking. I had a good feeling about him, and he just kind of no-showed on this. So this kind of transitions pretty well to me not seeing Rory McIlroy's thing to the broadcast. Golf Twitter was having a field day, not in a good way, with CBS. Comment below on what you thought of the CBS broadcast because, in my opinion, it was atrocious. Now, KJ and I, little preview, we're playing in a golf tournament next weekend, so we were out playing Sunday, a practice round at Kingwood. And so I got back a little bit later, but I was able to catch a lot of the back 9 of the tournament. And Harold Varner III was in the lead. Very likable guy. And he's on the lead on 10, which everybody's hitting 3-wood and driver greenside off the tee because it's like 300 yards. And he's cold tops it. It was so funny seeing the graphic of like where all the balls end up or whatnot. Everybody's over there and they're just one so far back. And that's where Harold Varner topped it. And they didn't show it. What are you, CBS, what the hell are you doing? Look, we don't really pile too much on the coverage on this podcast. There are other ones that do that, and I think they're right. I really do, especially the no laying up guys. And especially, so I think it's Solly over there. He was in Europe, so when he came back to the States for work, apparently Sky Sports does a really good job of showing the broadcast. So he was able to shine a light on CBS, NBC, on how, frankly, terrible coverage that they do of golf. And it's like the glass shattering when you're looking at it. You're like, eh. And I see it now. And it stinks. But, man, they got to do something about this because the coverage was so bad. If they didn't have Jim Nantz on CBS, I don't think I would watch it, period. He's the only reason why I do sometimes. That silky smooth voice.
Yeah, it's solid. I don't know.
Hello, friends.
When I see a pro top, that's a golf fan's dream. To see a pro top it. You want to see that.
It.
You want to see that ASAP. You want to see it on slow-mo. You want to see all the angles.
Oh, my God.
That's, yeah, if they're not showing that, we're having issues.
It was Joel Damon. I didn't even see him, and he was one shot on the lead. On 17, he had a birdie putt to tie Adam Scott, and that was the first shot that they showed of him. Max Homa, they didn't even really show him. I saw about 3 shots of Hideki Matsuyama. Scott Brown, who finished tied for second. 4 swings, maybe? And look, you can make the argument that, oh, this is such a strong field. 9 out of the top 10 players in the world were playing. There's a lot they got to cram in. BS. BS. Stop showing so many freaking commercials. They go like 4 shots and then commercial. Out of an hour broadcast, they'll show like 35 minutes worth of golf or 40 minutes, whatever it is, and the rest will be commercials. Oh, but we have Play It Through. That's trash. Play It Through is just trash. I didn't think I was going to be this passionate about this, but CBS, get your shit together. You've been doing it for so long. The only reason why people even tolerate CBS, I think, anymore is because they have to. They signed that deal with the PGA Tour, and they do a pretty good job of covering the Masters. That's it. I can't think of anything else. They hired Davis Love III. They got rid of Gary McCord and Peter Costas to get some fresh voices in there. I'm not tuning into golf to listen to Peter Costas and Gary McCord. I just want the golf broadcasters to... I'm going on a rant here. I'll stop. But, like, bottom line, it was trash. It was atrocious. And I wish they would change it. And here's the sad part is, I don't think they will. And passionate golf fans like me and you and people probably tuning into this podcast are going to listen and going to watch. I think I'd rather listen to PGA Tour radio than watch it on this. I want to see golf. That's the thing, man. Like, I couldn't even tell you what the front 9 of Riviera looks like because they weren't showing it. And then CBS, especially on Sunday, they show that basketball game on Sunday or around 11 o'clock, and then there's still even like a 30-minute gap. It's like a 30-minute blackout period where you can't watch any golf because NBC doesn't have the rights to that week. And then CBS, they don't start till later. It's not good. It's not good. Hero Varner topped it. Yeah, it's hard. I don't like it because it's hard to get a feel for the situation. It's hard to get a feel for Max Homa is coming down 18T. He's 1 shot back from the leaderboard. Oh my gosh, you pushed it a little bit right off the tee. Now let's see what kind of shot shape that he's got to hit into that back left pin location where you have a stadium golf look with people everywhere. And T-Bone, please start talking or else I'm just going to keep going. It sucks.
Yeah, I wanted to see HV3's top. That's all I got to say. And I didn't see it. And I'm bummed about that. And if they weren't showing that, they obviously missed maybe the most important shot of the day for me. So I'm not as passionate as you are. I think that's obvious. I'm just kind of sitting over here for a few minutes. But
I didn't think I was going to get this worked up about this. I really didn't. But I feel like I was missing good golf, and that's what made me upset. Even Bryson DeChambeau, crazy-ass Bryson, they barely even showed him, and he finished top 10. I'm having some trouble with the mic over here, sorry. But
I don't even know what I watched now that I think about it. I guess it was Adam Scott mostly.
Adam Scott, Rory McIlroy. It's so hard if you're like an up-and-coming player. If you're, let's say, if you're outside of the, I don't know, top 30, maybe top 25 in the world, good luck getting TV time. And trust me, I get it. I actually work in sports media. That's my day-to-day job, so I understand it. You want to highlight and promote your stars above all else because eyeballs equals good ratings equals revenue. Because sponsors will pay for that revenue and for that airtime, so I get it. I really do. But the problem is that there's a little dichotomy there. If you show too much commercials because people are paying for it, you have to fulfill it. I understand. But if you show too much of that, people aren't going to tune in. And if people aren't tuning in, and again, it does not equal revenue. So there's got to be a balance. Look, it's 2020. You're telling me that there's not any on-demand type golf that we can't watch? That's one thing that was so great about the Masters this last year. When they were showing, you could like pull up the hole on the app and you could watch that tee shot. Great. PGA Tour, you're a multi-billion-dollar organization. Figure it out. That's all I have to say about that. And look, I full disclosure, I used to work for the PGA Tour, but I wasn't like in the inner workings or anything like that. I was just entry-level inside sales rep. So I know nothing about this, and I don't even have insiders on the PGA Tour anymore. They got to do something, though. They got to do something. And it's tough when you do sign like these 10-year TV contracts where you're locked in and whatnot. But CBS has an app. NBC, with golf or with PGA Tour Live, they've been able to incorporate that with NBC Gold, I think. But the whole golf TV, NBC Gold is confusing. CBS has their own app. Use it. Why? If you want to distribute, and if you want to quote-unquote grow the game, that's a really popular hot topic in the golf world, you want to get as many eyeballs watching as possible. Post Tiger Woods, when Tiger Woods is done playing competitive golf, I didn't think that this would be a problem, but I think golf might be in serious trouble.
Wow.
That's my golf gossip.
I just wanted to see a top. That's all I got.
I'm going full send here, man. I'm going for it. I think the PGA Tour, where the PGA Tour has gotten now is solely because of Tiger Woods. Look, every generation has their player that will take it to the next level. Even going back to Walter Hagen. Walter Hagen made professional golf cool. Anybody who started making money playing golf as a tour traveling professional, as Gene Saracen said, can all thank Walter Hagen for that. And then you had Arnold Palmer coming through. Even before then, Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan. Then you had Byron, and then you had Arnie with Arnie's Army, Jack Nicklaus, and then probably a little bit of bridge in there of Tom Watson. Then we get the Tiger Woods, and then Tiger Woods just takes it into the stratosphere. With all this TV revenue and whatnot, it's kind of like the NBA, how the NBA puts a lot of stock in their stars. And, if you look at the NBA ratings, they've been declining for the last a couple of years. Now, I think what the NBA is doing is that they've recognized this problem, so they're getting their avenue out, or they're getting their product, their basketball out through different avenues now, through social media and different streaming rights. The PGA Tour is not really doing that. They still try to control everything internally, and it's bottom line, it's a problem. And when Tiger stops playing, I don't think Rory McIlroy has the star power. If anybody, it's going to be Rory. Dustin Johnson doesn't. Brooks could, but he doesn't give an F. I don't think the PGA Tour wants to put stock in Brooks Koepka, at least right now.
I don't think he plays that much either.
Well, he's kind of re-injured himself.
Yeah.
The knee ain't right. Justin Thomas, maybe. For a while, we thought it was going to be Jordan Spieth, but Jordan's been playing like dog shit. Who's going to take that mantle over? If you're the PGA Tour, I would low-key be freaking out right now. Because if Tiger, let's say after 4 or 5 years of good Tiger, he starts playing poorly again, he starts finishing DFL like he does this week. That's why I think this week just might have been a snippet, a glimpse of what's to come. And it's not good. I didn't think I was going to be doomsday on this episode.
I'm tired now.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I love golf. I really do like tuning into all these tournaments, especially when you've been to one, like the Waste Management Phoenix Open, the Houston Open. We've been up to Colonial before. Have you been to Colonial?
No.
Ah, well. It's cool once you go out to tournaments and you see the course. You can picture yourself being out there. The Players' Championship, the Masters, even. Like, you've been out to Jack's tournament, right? Memorial.
Yep.
When you know the holes and whatnot, it gives you more of that personal connection that you identify with. But, I haven't been out to Riviera. I haven't really been out to that many tournaments outside of the state, I don't feel like. So why would I tune into the Travelers Championship or the WGC Mexico? Especially now that the WGC Mexico is the week after. I think only one top 10 player is playing it. Cool. The only thing I know about the tournament is that it's really elevated and they can hit the ball a really long way because of the tall elevation. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but it comes down to this. I think they just need to show more golf. It's a pretty simple solution, but I don't think they will. I hope I'm wrong. T-Bone, anything else you'd like to add besides a really cold top?
I think I'm good.
I'm like kind of embarrassed I just went on that rant, but hey, it's all good. It's part of the process. Any golf gossip that you saw? It's been quiet.
Matt Kuchar's been quiet, so not much to report.
Natalie Golbis is retiring from the
Yeah.
LPGA. That was a few weeks late.
Yeah. Really not. I swear when we started this, it was Matt Kuchar every other week and then something else happening in between.
Thunderbird.
But it's just been a little quiet, I think. I got a feeling, though, it's going to start picking up. I'm ready.
It has to.
It was actually kind of surprising that we kept that segment going consistently.
It was
there
not
was
by
always
us. It was all Kuchar
Yeah.
led.
But so far pretty quiet. I'm always looking, so stay tuned. I can feel it's going to start heating up again.
Let's see if I can think of anything else. Blair O'Neill finished pretty well in that amateur professional tournament, like pro-am type thing, when she's I think 5 months pregnant at the time, so very impressive with there. Also, maybe worth noting that the European Tour, what am I, boring you? A little yawn over there?
A little bit.
Sorry.
YouTube channel, I'm exposed now.
Exactly. The European Tour is canceling a few of the tournaments due to coronavirus. Same with the LPGA Tour. They're I think at least the European Tour, they're going to try to maneuver some of the tournaments to different locations, which that is a beast in and of itself with all the hospitality tents and whatnot. But the LPGA Tour, I think they're just scrapping it. One comparison I heard, that would be like the PGA Tour starting at the Honda and forgetting about the Hawaii and California swing. It's not good. Coronavirus, it's real.
It's been in, someone reported in San Antonio.
I think so.
They might have to put the Houston Open back in that slot before the Masters. I don't know.
Ooh.
Could be.
Could be. Hey, you were out at Memorial Park this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Is that course tournament ready?
I
Just
think
in case he needs to slide in.
I think I need to save this for our individual golf course review coming up on our YouTube channel. So if you want to hear about
Subscribe.
a first-hand look at Memorial Park, first one on the podcast to play it. I've got some
I'm
good
jelly.
pics, a few videos, got a good first-hand experience of Memorial Park. All I'll say is it's pretty damn different. It's
Okay.
I wouldn't say a new golf course, but almost.
All right. Can't wait to check it out, man. Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to add? I think I spent way too long on coverage talk. Adam Scott, congratulations. Next week, WGC Mexico. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. We'll see. It's NBC for
You're
next...
playing in a tournament.
Well, yeah. Well, it's NBC also for the next 8 weeks until the Masters. So Paul Azinger and Mike Hicks and all those guys, I think NBC just does a little bit better job than CBS with the broadcast. So if you're looking forward to that, you got the players coming up relatively soon. Match play. It seems like every week there is a high-profile tournament. You got the Genesis Invitational, then a WGC right after that. There's a lot going on in the golf world. I don't want to look up the PGA Tour schedule right now. So next week, this weekend, me and KJ, we're playing a competitive golf tournament. This is I don't know if it's big news. We were kind of teasing it a little bit, but we're playing in a Texas Golf Association, the South Four Ball event. Southern Four Ball. If you're not familiar with four ball, it's best ball. So it's KJ and I. We play our own ball through the hole, take the best score, and we'll see how we do. We were out there playing a practice round this weekend. It's at the Kingwood Golf Club, which Kingwood's pretty sick, man. Have you been out there in a while?
It's been a few years.
4 golf courses out there.
And for those of the listeners that don't know, there are several scenes, I don't think on the course that you're playing, but several scenes from Tin Cup.
Correct.
That were filmed out there. So that's cool.
That was on the Forest course, I believe. And we're playing lakes.
Okay.
So there's lakes, island, marsh, and forest. And forest is the one that's kind of separate from the other ones.
Also Deerwood.
Deerwood, yeah. Kingwood and Deerwood, they're kind of right next to each other. So all pretty good stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be playing out there. Shout out to the Texas Golf Association. First tournament post Merido.
Will we still be a podcast after this week?
We'll see. We'll see if I have any clubs left in the bag.
I don't know. No promises yet. I might go out to support, but
T-Bone, that'd be great to have you out there, man.
Yeah, it would be good. We'll see.
Be blast.
We'll see. I might go out on a Saturday.
Do it for the gram.
Fuck, that's a lot of time to dedicate, a lot of driving, but little white ball is life.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I'm up in the air. Not looking good, but we'll maybe be
Is there any way I can incentivize you to come out?
We'll have to discuss.
Like I'll buy you lunch, or
I'll think about it.
Maybe like a box of Pro Vs.
Yeah, all good ideas. Maybe we'll post this.
Or maybe I just don't incentivize you and you do it because you like us.
Could be. These are all good ideas. Maybe we'll post something in the comments.
Yeah.
Why T-Bone should go, how you should incentivize T-Bone, something like that. We'll figure it out.
I personally don't want to incentivize you. I would love for you just to show up. But if you have any ideas, comment below. To also give an idea, I played in this event last year. But last year was at the course that I grew up at Sugar Creek. And I played with my partner, Matt. Shout out to Matt out there. I don't know if he listens or not. But me and him finished tied for third. We shot 69-66 for best ball. I thought that was pretty good. KJ and I on Sunday, best ball, we shot 1 over.
I think Kingwood, it's not your home course, and it's more difficult.
Yeah, the greens were interesting. They were very small greens out there, very grainy, and you really got to work the ball out there. And Kyle likes to hit that draw, so when you got to hit a fade out there, it presents a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue, considering the trees are also really tall, so you can't just like blast it over everything. You got to work the ball. Dude, even like the first hole, you got to play a slice off the tee. It's a dogleg right. The second hole's a dogleg left, par 5. Third hole's a dogleg right, par 3 or par 4. Then the next hole is like a 220-yard par 4. It's like, jeez.
Yeah, that opening stretch is tough.
Yeah, it's also weird. There are 3 par 5s to start off, and then 3 par 3s.
I kind of like courses like that.
It's different. It kind of mixes it up a little bit. I think I'm for it. Which golf courses get so not boring, but like monotonous. They just get monotonous. We'll see how it goes. How do you think we're gonna do? Let us know in the comments section and write the review. And if you want to place an over or under on this, I think that'll be pretty fun. What do you think the over or under will be for me and KJ?
I think.
What do you think? Over.
How did you guys play? Shitty?
Yeah.
Or good?
Well, I hit the ball pretty well. Wasn't making any putts. Like the second hole, I had a 4-foot putt for birdie and just didn't even hit the hole. So
I also think, I don't know, throwing the tournament aspect, even par.
So it is weird actually putting out. Like you got to putt out every single ball. We don't do that when we play.
I think even par is fair.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm offended by that.
Maybe a little wager.
Oh,
we haven't done one in a while.
What you thinking, boy?
I already threw away the dress.
Yeah.
So that's in the past. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
Okay. If you have any ideas out there for the listenership and the viewership, let us know what you think we should bet. I thought you were going to put the over under like 5 under par. It's a 2-day best ball. You think even par?
I don't know.
What?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know what it is. If you guys shot 1 over.
I was going to put the over under at 6, probably 6.5. Minus 6.5. Like for the tournament. So if we shoot 69, sup. If we shoot 3 under par each day, then that would be minus 6. That would be.
I don't think.
Is that the under or over? Hold on, because you're technically under, but it's over because it's closer to 0.
That's hard to think about right now.
Whoa.
I think
That's
you guys.
a lot to think about.
I think you guys do worse than 6 under, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. I hate you. Okay, realistically, let's set the over-under at 5.
Okay.
At minus 5 for 2 days, best ball.
Yeah.
Okay, think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay. again, comment below on what you think we should bet, because we're fine doing it. T-Bone played an entire round in a dress. I wish we had started the YouTube channel by then, because I would have been all over that. I might even just do a nice little recap.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something for you guys.
Okay,
Keep
so
the listeners posted.
minus 5 under par for 2-day total of 139. Over under 139.
There we go.
There
Numbers, yeah.
Numbers. That makes a lot more sense. 139 total strokes over under. For me, I'm going to take the under, man. I'll sit in the ball pretty good. And I know I'll figure out my putting, because putting is generally the best part of my game.
Okay. I hope you guys play well, but I'm a little skeptical.
Let's go play soon, man. I'm hitting the ball really good. I'm bombing, at least the driver. The irons will always be shaky, but I'll be bombing it by you, because chicks take the long ball.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me that.
Yes. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate you. Again, if you like this video, if you're watching on YouTube, click that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything we're doing here at 3 Under Par Pod. T-Bone is going to do a review. We might record this right after. I don't know. But T-Bone's going to do a review of Memorial Park. And then probably a video after that is going to be me and KJ, a review of our golf tournament. Got a couple of videos during the practice round that we posted on Instagram, so I'll probably just take those. And then we'll probably do some videos of us playing in the tournament. And then T-Bone, if you come out there, man, it's for the YouTube channel. That's why. I'll splice it all together, put music and comments and whatnot. And then probably after that, KJ's recap video of New Zealand. Whenever he's back in town, I got to meet up with him. I got to get those videos. Spectacular. So that's what's coming. Also, next week, we'll be back right here. Maybe not right here, because we're kind of moving all over the place from the Cannon in Houston. So we'll be back next week to talk about WGC Mexico, also recap of our tournament. Follow us on social media at 3 Under Par Pod. Number 3 Under Par Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe, rate, and review. You know the drill. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. And remember,
Little white ball's life.